On the dark side of magician is the manipulator. On the light side of lover is the compassionate. And compassion manipulates or connects with people far better than actually just trying to push them into something they really want to do, getting by their defenses. Actually, you can get by people's defenses by just loving and being compassionate, being present with them. And then they're much more apt to do what you need in a much more positive way.
And then the one I think that people may find funny about how it relates to business is the lover energy. And I think sometimes people have that mixed up with seductress energy or, dandy energy or charmingness, which is, not light necessarily always. But yeah, what can you tell us about lover?
Yeah, lover is something that a lot of men who are in their feminine side easily gravitate toward because it's an easy energy to pull up. And men who are trying to be masculine, like, oh, no, I don't want that. I want to be tough. Well, on the dark side of magician is the manipulator. But on the light side of lover is the compassionate. And compassion manipulates or connects with people far better than actually just trying to push them into something they really want to do, getting by their defenses. Actually, you can get by people's defenses by just loving and being compassionate and being present with them. And then they're much more apt to do what you need in a much more positive way. And this is the power of being a lover, in that you're able to see people where they're at. You're not in your head about how can I be focused on this other thing over here, or how can I build something, or how can I generate something new? It's like, no, I'm just going to be with you. I'm going to be compassionate, and I don't necessarily have to be empathetic. That's not very masculine to be empathetic. Nothing wrong with it. It's just we don't want to feel your feelings. That's not us. We would be compassionate and be like, oh, that sounds horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. What else about that? Tell me more. Speak more about that. That's the lover going, really connecting in a safe way where we're able to share each other's ideas, feelings, and everything else. And the idea being that the lover feels fully. Feels fully not only what they're feeling, but is full compassion for what's going on over there. So they're also attuned to beauty and art, music. They're very connected to that. And, when I was in Hollywood for 30 years, I was very in tune to all that thing, just as a career path, generating art, media, those kinds of things. You have to have some connectedness to that. Otherwise, you're a weird automaton, probably not making very good art or music or anything else. So the opposite, the dark side, is the addicted lover. You're sort of codependent, you're attached, you're melded with somebody, and they can't really get away, and you're holding on to them, and they're like, I'm just trying to be myself. No, you have to be what I say. And they just can't get away. The addicted lover. The other side is the impotent lover, which doesn't have anything to do with your parts. It just has to do with your way of being. If love is meant to be an integrated process, there's only, I don't want to integrate. This person might, or this thing, or this money might want to integrate, but you're like, no, it's too much for me. I want to be apathetic. It's safer for me to be over here separate from you than to take the risk of actually being vulnerable and being connected to you. This is the same thing in finance. It's not just relationships, y'all. The same thing in finance. Do I really want to invest and connect with the possible energy flow? Do I really want to build business? Do I want to put investment into my business? Or do I want to just kind of do the safe thing that happens over and over again, but there's no particular benefit other than I'm just getting payments. I'm supporting somebody else to do their vision, their magician work. So that's kind of how the lover is. And it may sound very strange to the feminine energy. Like, well, that's not very nice. I don't like that. Yeah, I know. But from the man's side, it's very empowering. And we want to be able to choose all four and be able to go, what do I need to be? What energy in which do I need to be to get the result that I need here? If I'm with my partner, do I need to be the warrior there? Probably not. Probably the lover and the magician. I'm going to take their curiosity, I hope, or their expression and transmute it, abracadabra, poof, into something new that could benefit everyone. Am I going into a a business meeting. Okay, well, it depends on who I am in that business meeting. Am I running the business meeting? Then I'm definitely going to be the warrior and the magician. Am I somebody who's trying to work this way up in the business meeting? Then I'm definitely the magician and definitely the lover, because I got to be compassionate and connect with this person, because I'm never going to get ahead if they don't like me. There's just so many ways to be able to build this, even in an investment side. Hey, I'm going to go buy an apartment complex. Well, who do I need to be? Which energy do I need to be to get the best deal there? So hopefully this makes sense. And again, the book describes all of this very, very well, but we're bringing it up here on Stacks Over Tax because, the energies in which we run relationships are inextricably connected to how we do finance. You can't do finance without relationships. Some of y'all trading your Bitcoin on your computer at home. Yeah, okay, I get it. But that is a very isolated loop. And eventually we want to expand into real estate, business, retirement, generational wealth, charitable work. It's not going to be this little thing where it has to expand. Otherwise it will contract. So where and what energy will we expand? Now you have some choice in the matter.
I love this. This was so educational, and it definitely has me go and look and see where sometimes do I use one when another one served me better, and I start getting curious about how I could shift relationships and conversations and projects by bringing a different part of myself to that. So,
and like Sterling said earlier, but what you said earlier, this is not just for men.
No, this is very much more masculine energy, about the energy you use to produce in the world and provide and protect. Right. And I think a lot of times people think that even being a parent or owning a company, in which there's somewhat relatedness around being a parent and owning a company, like you are the provider. It's very masculine energy to take care of something and to make sure that even the smallest in that tribe have what they need and feel supported and grow. And so, yeah, I think that's now, with all the various gender conversations that are happening, which is beautiful. I think it's really important to delineate the difference between masculine energy and feminine energy. And definitely the workplace is one that more masculine energy gets driven at. Not that there's not a place for the feminine. We'll talk about that really soon, and how we use it together in our business partnerships specifically, because it's really valuable. I spent most of my career in the world with all men, and I definitely get to be the feminine energy in those spaces, and it massively shifts what happens, especially in relationship to people. I have a really profound experience being able to make and keep relationships in business for decades. So, which I think I definitely bring a combination of things to be able to do that. So we'll talk about that in another episode. And but thanks so much for telling us today about the book. Big shout out to the authors. We love your book. We use your work in our business. We use our work with our children, and we're very grateful for what you've provided in the world. So wonderful. Well, until another day, be wealthy, be successful, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye for now.